And are we going live? We're live! Hello and welcome to Much Laughter Blue Badge Comedy Night. First things first, we need to apologise because Holly, our wonderful signer, is not here because she had some other work to do. But what we're going to do is, if you watch it again later, either on Facebook or can you get us on YouTube? Yeah. When you watch it later, wherever you watch it, we'll have subtitles on it. So, you know, hopefully that's the compromise that will work for at least most of us, if not everybody. So, hello and welcome to the Blue Badge Comedy Night. In case you are new and you haven't been here before, what we have is it's a showcase of disabled talent in and around the UK predominantly, but we could do it from all over the world. I haven't even thought of that. Next time we'll try and get someone who's not living in the UK. I mean, spoiler alert, we've got someone who's not from the UK. Ooh, exciting. But yeah, it's a chance to showcase some disabled talent, and we do that every month. Every month I come on here and I say, I've done nothing all month, so I've got nothing to talk about. But this month is different. Guess what I've been doing? Something exciting. So I've launched the podcast, which is not exciting in and of itself, but you should download it because, you know, it's a very good podcast. But because I've launched it, I've been doing all of these press stuff and radio interviews and all that kind of stuff. And what the most common question that I've been asked, apart from if you could have any superpower, which superpower would you have? Spoiler alert, my podcast is all about superheroes. But I've been asked about my worst death in comedy, and it has clicked a story that I had repressed for, I would say, 3 or 4 years. And I'm just going to tell you the story now because it's a story of mine that Sharon hasn't heard. So 3 or 4 years ago, I got asked to do my a gig in Cambridgeshire, right? It was the first time I'd been asked to do a gig. Very excited. At this point, I was always applying for gigs all the time. First time I've been asked, super excited. It was this really small town in Cambridgeshire. To give you an idea of how small this town was, the barbers in the town was called The Barbers. That's all they needed. They didn't have any competition. They had one barbers, right? That's all they needed for the whole town. So I drive in, right? And there's this in this community centre that's sort of really long and thin. And I think, well, that's not ideal for comedy, but we can make it work. And as long as everybody's up for it, it'll be fine, right? MC goes on, great job. First act goes on, kills it, right? And I think, yeah, this is going to be a good night. But I realise that because I'm in my chair and there are so many people in this long, thin room, I'm not going to be able to get from the back of the room to the front, right? So what I did in the interval, I was very well prepared. I managed to take my chair around everybody and just park myself right by the stage. And I parked myself in front of a table that had 2 attractive young women. And they noticed that I was sitting there when I wasn't sitting there before. And they were like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, sorry, I'm just going to be on in a second. Do you mind if I sit here? And they said, no, not at all. Oh, can I ask you a quick question? Do you ever get nervous before going on stage? And I replied, no, I'm really good these days. So at that point, I knew that I was going to die on my ass for 20 minutes. Because do not talk about how good you are literally seconds before you go on stage, right? Because that is just asking for trouble. And unsurprisingly, I went on stage and I died so hot. Like, I thought I was going to have like a bad gig, but it was horrendous. Like, I did not get a laugh for 20 minutes, but I did my time because I'm nothing if contractually responsible, right? So I did my time. Awful 20 minutes, right? And just as I say goodbye, the MC jumps onto the stage and he says, Aaron, before you go, can you just stay there a second? And I'm thinking, really want to be anywhere in the world but this stage. And then he brings on the owner of the community centre and he wants to have a chat with me after I have died. And he said that the reason why he asked me to perform at the gig was because even though he hadn't seen any of my comedy before, They just built a disabled toilet and they wanted me to christen it. So after dying on my arse for 20 minutes, I was then shown to a disabled toilet, and then people waited whilst I went to the toilet before the interval was announced. A couple of things that really upset me about that. I'm a very nervous weeer, okay? Knowing there are 300 people waiting for you to do a wee, very nerve-wracking. But most importantly, and the thing that upset me most of all, is I am a Jew. I shouldn't be christening anything. That's not kosher, as far as I'm concerned. Hello, whoever. I missed it.
No, it was Nyreen.
Hello, Nyreen. I hope you're having a lovely evening, hearing about my terrible, terrible time. But luckily, that's not going to happen tonight because we've got fantastic acts. Also, the people who have toilets presumably have already used them because they're in their own house. Result. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. There's a reason why I repressed that memory for so long.
Do you know why I started getting really nervous?
Yeah.
Because you started telling that story and I started thinking, I'm sure that I booked you to do a room that dimension and you couldn't get your wheelchair down there. And
the owner of that was not Sharon.
No, but if you remember, the one that you did with me, the toilet, they didn't have a disabled toilet. You had to go across. I had to take you in the car, didn't I, to take you to the toilet?
No, I just went to the normal toilet. But yeah, that's a better story. Let's say I went to Wetherspoons in order to use the disabled toilet. Fantastic. That's something that we don't have to worry about today because if any of our comics need to go to the toilet, they know where it is. Weirdly though, I'll just throw this out. Earlier, I needed to go for a wee. I lived in my flat for 4 years. I went into my bedroom. I don't know how that happened. I live in a one-bedroom flat. It has one bedroom, and yet I managed to confuse that. Oh, the other thing that's happened to me this month, my smoke alarm started beeping like 12:30 at night. And I was like, oh, for God's like, it wasn't like going off. It was just like it had low battery. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll deal with that. Now, I can walk a little bit, but I'm not the steadiest on my feet. So it took me about half an hour to stand on a chair with one hand on the chair and one hand reaching up to the smoke alarm, trying to fix it, trying to remove the battery. Still beeping. Finally get it out. Oh, and then I realized it wasn't that smoke alarm. 4 years I lived in my house. So I had to take it. To put that battery back in, that took another 10 minutes. I had to go to the other smoke alarm, take that out, that took 20 minutes, and then I was able to go to sleep. Huzzah!
I just had flashes of Only Fools and Horses chandelier as you were saying that.
Yeah, I did say play it cool, and then I was woman at the same time. Speaking of someone who is not going to set off a fire alarm, it's time to welcome our first act. I'm really good at linking things.
Yeah.
I'm segue. I can't stand up. Right. It's our first act. Ladies and gentlemen, he is fantastic. I know you're going to love him. You can't really do anything because we can't hear you. But yeah, and welcome to the stage, the wonderful Joshua Robertson.
Woo! Wicked. How's it going, guys? When most people get drunk, they walk a bit wobbly. I walk normally. Yeah. Actually, this year has been tough for everybody, but especially me. The pandemic has been tough for everyone, for everybody, but especially me, because I've lost my appetite. Yeah, I lost. It's crazy. I completely went off eating, but I don't know why. I saw someone I saw something on TV about it. You guys like knock knock jokes? Yeah. Knock knock.
Who's there?
I don't know how can I get the door. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. You guys saw earlier my two kids. Unfortunately, I missed my daughter's birth. Let's hope I did not miss her conception. Actually, actually, at the moment, my daughter is learning how to walk. I'm not sure how to feel about this though. Proud or jealous. She can walk better than me. Yeah, I also have a son. My little boy is 4 years old. My son thinks I'm a pushover. All he does is push me over. Yeah. Okay. I also have a fiance. Yeah. Me and my fiance do argue a bit though. We do argue a bit. The other day we had a massive argument, all because I did not call her beautiful after she spent 2 hours getting ready. 2 hours getting ready, yeah. But bro, put the shoe on the other foot. She never once has called me beautiful after I've spent 2 hours putting my sock on. Double standards, isn't it? Double standards. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's there?
I still can't get to the door. Yeah. Wicked joke. Actually, people like to play Monopoly with me because I always end up in free parking. Yeah, I'm so funny, guys. I'm so funny. I Special Olympics were in London a few years ago one day. Yeah, I was meant to compete in them, but they wouldn't let me because they found out I did not do enough drugs. Yeah. Wicked joke. Actually, before the pandemic happened, I got myself a second job. Yeah. Let me tell you how I come about. After wedding, I just had a shop. All of a sudden, this man gave me £1. £1. Yeah. He thought I was homeless. To make things worse, there was a proper homeless person sitting right next to me. So now we have teamed up, and and instead of him having a dog, it's got me. We make so much money. Yeah. Wicked joke. Actually, a few years ago, I performed in New York City. It was amazing. It was so cool. As I was walking through New York City airport, I got knocked over by a wheelchair. How ironic is that? Yeah. As I was walking through New York City itself has been scared for two reasons. I thought we get shot. I was sorry. I was all right. Okay. I was a bit scared. I thought they get shot for two reasons. I can't run away. And I can't put my hands up. It's so funny. That one took a while to get out of my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. And yeah. All right. Yeah, I had a fantastic time in New York. Yeah, I unfortunately I think it's been my time, guys. I'm really enjoyed myself tonight. Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Josh Robertson!
Yay!
Lovely stuff. Oh, and then we got a dog. Cool. Great. So making lots of jokes about not being able to answer the door. It reminds me of the story that that never actually came to pass, but I've thought about it a lot recently. So you guys may know that before I was a comedian, I was a personal trainer, and one of the people that I worked with was a very nice Irish Catholic guy, and I am an atheistic Jew, so we were destined to be best buds, right? And we never really clicked too much because of this, religious thing. But he always wanted to invite himself around for a cup of tea. He must have invited around to my flat probably 5 or 10 times, and I kept saying no. We're just colleagues. Like, I'm happy to chat to you here, but I don't want to be friends. But not in so much words, because I'm not a complete asshole. But yeah, I kept rebuffing his advances, and then he asked my dad out for a cup of coffee, and my dad loves coffee, right? His favorite type of coffee is free coffee, so he said yes. So he was having coffee with my dad, and then he told my dad that he had been told by Jesus that his mission on earth was to heal me. Yeah. Now, what he wanted from my dad was for my dad to invite me round to dinner at their house. He would already be there, and he was going to try and heal me whilst I was at my dad's house, right? And I don't know exactly what his plan was, but me and my dad were talking about it, and we never actually did this, but what the plan was going to be was if he were to ask me if I wanted to be healed, I would say yes. And then 10 minutes before he did the healing, I would take Viagra. And so then when he rubbed my legs, I would get an erection, because I don't know everything about Christianity, but I know that a man rubbing another man's legs and leading to an erection is a faux pas. And I wanted to see what happened next. Unfortunately, that story doesn't have a punchline because it just didn't happen. But, I'll think of a punchline next time I do it.
Oh, that's design.
Yeah, there we go. Put it. Right. Speaking of someone who has got lots of punchlines, I'm great at this. I don't know what you're on about. I've got this in the bag. Is our wonderful headliner. I'm so excited that she said yes to doing this. She's great. You're going to love her. Let's clap and cheer. Welcome to the stage, Brenda!
Just so you know, this is my Zoom background. Of absolute. I wanted to look like the laundry hasn't been done, and a bed where people have just had sex. Watch the whole thing. Right? Because I actually live in a mansion.
Yeah.
And we have hundreds of rooms, a swimming pool, bowling alley, and I just thought people don't want to see that. Right? They want to see dirty laundry. Right? They want to see a cat sleeping next to after sex scent. You know. Anyway, yes, my name is Spring Day. It's my real name, and hippie parents, and that's probably why I haven't seen them in 10 years. Anyway, no, I have been treating COVID like the last 10 pounds I've been trying to lose. I just assume it's going to go away with no action or participation. Right? And that seems to be going very, very well. I found this. I don't know if anyone else is doing this, but I've been cleaning my house, Marie condoing my place, and I found my high school yearbook. Do you guys have those here?
Not as much as in the States.
And the only reason I have it is because my dad sent it to me. He's like, "You're in the UK. You're too happy." In your adolescence. And here's what you want to see a picture of me. This is me. I'm not going to say what year it is, but I think it was like 12 or 13 at the time. Can you see that middle? I'm next to the two guys that don't know they're gay. Right? And here's the thing. I highly recommend getting a high school yearbook in your culture, because looking at it, I've realized how much time I spent wasting. I wasted so much time worried what these people think about me. And everyone is so ugly. Like, it's incredible. Like, I don't write, we all look like we were drinking the stuff that mood rings were made of. I had spots bigger than my shoulder pads. So that's what I think you guys should do. Let's see what else. In the pandemic, I got married, so that was the biggest disaster this year. Thank you. No, it was great. My husband, we both have cerebral palsy. It's a very competitive thing with us. He got down on one knee, and I called the paramedics because I thought he was having. We had a ceremony with 4 people, and which was great, because it meant no family could come. But which I will talk about that later. It seems like I don't have a plan, because I don't, but I will come back to that. Getting married during the pandemic is amazing. Oh, hello, child. It's so funny, because I have a feeling Joshua can curse around his kids because they can't understand him. Anyway, we had these plans to travel Europe for our honeymoon, and obviously we couldn't do that because COVID. So we bought a cat. And here's the thing about buying a cat. Or a kitten, I should say, rather, is that I had no idea we were going to talk this much about poo, at least until we hit Germany. Like, we talked about poo at least 3, 4, 5 times a day. I call it the COVID test. I take a COVID test every time I clean the litter box. If I can smell the litter box, we're good. Everyone's healthy. We're fine. It's supposed to smell bad. If it smells tolerable, you probably got COVID. That's probably what's going on. Oh, gosh. And as an American living in the UK, I fucking love the UK. I just cannot get enough of you guys and your no can-do spirit. I'm a huge fan of watching. Here's the thing. I understand why Meghan Markle and Harry are leaving. I totally get it. It's totally unrealistic, the expectations. that they have to live through, right? Like, I still have no idea how she gave birth to Archie with her legs crossed, right? And also, like, here's the thing, like, people were so mean to her, and they were so, remember when they were criticizing the way she was holding her baby? They were like, oh, it's all awkward and shit. And I was like, well, how are you supposed to hold a baby that's half lizard? Really? Your expectations are just way too high. Just ridiculous. But let's see. I don't have a list of what I want to talk about. Not at all. Oh, and I have had COVID-19, and that I've gained 19 pounds since it started. But here's the thing. I think even with the pandemic and everything, yoga pants, they gotta go. Yoga pants we have to get rid of them. I'm serious. I'm just telling you now, 10 years from now, hell, 5 years from now, we're going to be looking at pictures of ourselves going, why didn't anyone tell me these yoga pants made my clit look fat? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, God. And I mentioned my dad earlier, which, well, I'll come back to that yet again in a minute, but my dad's 76, right? And I'm like, are you isolating? He's like, yeah. I'm isolating over at Karen's today. I'll be at Melissa's tomorrow. And it's like, you're not getting it. You're not understanding it. And here's the thing. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Kansas City. And the most charming thing about Midwesterners is our complete and total lack of charm. What we say is what you get. Like, and what you see is what you get. So, for example, my dad called me up the other day and said, I just want to let you know, and our neighbor shot himself yesterday. It's really, really sad. But anywho, happy birthday. That's the kind of conversation we get all the freaking time. Also, I've been talking about my dad, and it's so nice to do this. It's so nice. This is the largest crowd I've had ever. I've never had more than 2 people stay to the end. But I really, online gigs are really, really tough, and they're great, they're fun, but it's hard not to have that energy, that kind of things that are happening all at the same time. And I just wanted to share with you the funniest thing that happened last year. I want to share with you was helping my dad put Zoom on his computer so he could watch the wedding. And he went on like this for at least 45 minutes, and I recorded him. So what I'd like to share with you now is the recording that is also subtitled for those who want to hear exactly what profanity he utters. My dad talking to his computer for about 2.5 minutes.
God damn it. God damn it. God. I can't get this thing off the screen. Okay. I want to shut it down. Something wrong with the computer.
It's okay. I'm glad we're doing this now and not on the wedding day. I'm glad we're doing it.
It says it said to push this button so it could reset the password. I pushed it, and then it froze, and it wouldn't do shit. So just a minute, see if I can get it. It's restarting. I had to, and the password thing that was on there wouldn't go away. So I had to restart it and get it off. Stupid. It's always some dumb fuck up thing. Getting Windows ready, don't turn off. Fuck you. Turn it off. God damn it. If they just leave shit alone, because I know that's my fucking password, asshole. Stupid son of a bitch. Now how long is this gonna fucking take? Getting Windows ready, don't turn off your computer. Kiss my fucking ass. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with these fuckers?
just beautiful. It's poetry. It's fucking Walt Whitman. I just had to share that.
Oh, Aaron, you're on mute. I can't
mute,
Aaron. You're on mute. You look really lovely.
I do like the music. I do give it off. I like it.
I did say give it up for Spring Day. I tried very hard.
Oh,
Fabulous stuff. Oh my! How did that happen? I don't know. I was really laughing as well, so I feel bad. It must have felt like it was diet, but it wasn't.
And all that kept going through my head is like, it's your wedding day as well. It's beautiful. The things you do for your daughter.
Brilliant. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you very much, Spring. That was wicked. So I mentioned that I have a podcast. By any chance, have you got a podcast?
I do.
Oh my God, crazy. Tell me about it.
It's called Life in a Second Language. And I talk to people who speak a second language, live, love, learn, all that kind of stuff. Because you have a podcast about superpowers. Mm-hmm. I think speaking a second language is a superpower. So I like talking to people that have done that. And I've kind of been on hiatus for the past couple of months because I've been learning how to speak cat. And I've been very busy with that. But we have there's dozens of episodes, and there'll be more soon.
Great, lovely stuff. Yeah, you say that learning a second language is a superpower. There is an X-Man called Cypher who knows all of languages, and that is his only superpower.
His second superpower being an asshole, because
there we go. That was also something that he would ascribe to. But yeah, no, that sounds wicked. I'll be honest, I did already hit subscribe during the gig. I haven't listened to any yet because, I'm technically at work. But, 5 minutes time, I will be listening to the first one. And Josh has just messaged me saying, I'm so sorry about leaving my kids, and then it's come off the screen. So, great. Go check out Josh. He's on social media somewhere. Thank you very much to Spring Day and to Sharon. Just to plug my podcast, it's all about superheroes. So if you like comedians talking nonsense about superheroes, come check us out. It's called the Silliest, Superest, Heroest Podcast. Is it difficult to say? Yes. Is it difficult to find? Yes, because I want people who really want to see my podcast. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Why not? This has been Much Laughter Blue Badge Comedy. We're going to have another one of these next month. I mean, we haven't even talked about it. Are we going to have one next month?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but we should start. We need to start planning for live now. It's getting nearer. It's getting nearer.
Okay,
so Spring, you didn't know this. Me and Erin had this idea to do this all live. So we were all set to go live, and then before the first one, lockdown hit. So we've been itching to go live for
yeah. So we're probably doing it remotely next month, but we'll keep you up to date. Look, whether we're live, whether we're on the interwebs, we will do some form of Much Love Blue Badge.
That sounded really cute.
Thank you. I am 60. I've got bad back and I've got a bus pass, so I think it counts. We will be doing some form of that end of March, and we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
All right. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next month. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.